Guys, UFC 275 is so stacked. So step into the octagon with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Knockout, submission, even the judge's decision. It does not matter how the fight ends. All new customers can bet $5 on UFC 275 and get $150 in free bets instantly. Now, you know this card's headlined by two massive title fights and a huge rematch between Weili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. But ultimately, it's all about the light heavyweights and Glover Teixeira and Yuri Prochazka. This fight's going to be absolutely bananas between two of the best light heavyweights in the world. And how about my girl, Valentina Shevchenko, the most dominant champion in the UFC? Guys, nobody's done it like Valentina. No one has done it like she has. So tune in this weekend to hear and new or and still. And can Joanna and Weili deliver another instant classic? The only way to find out is to watch on Saturday. And guys, if you're looking for a big payday, check out DraftKings Sportsbook new UFC feature. Same game parlays where you combine multiple bets like which fighter will win, the number of knockouts for your shot at an even bigger payday. And if the sportsbook is not yet available in your state, check out the DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they will have huge contests for this weekend's fights. All you got to do, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Cormier. Throw down $5 on UFC 275 and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's code Cormier this Saturday at the DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Now let's get to the video. Joanna Jędrzejczyk was on fire. Let's go. So I'm here with the former UFC strawweight champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Now we know that if she wins on Saturday night, she will be challenging for the championship.
I knew that.
You knew that before?
Of course. You know, Dana called me after my last fight with Weili Zhang. I couldn't open my eyes. My boyfriend was with me, and I was like, Dana.
Yeah.
He was like super sad. He's like, take as much time as you want. You next
when you
in
come
line.
back, yeah.
Of course, and yeah. So I knew that.
You just mentioned your boyfriend. You talk about it like now. I saw a picture the other day. You say, I'm with my boo. You seem so happy like in life. Like, isn't that something though when the personal kind of matches the professional, how you can just kind of be so free in everything that you do?
Yeah, people want, if you're an athlete, people just want to see you training. You know, you can't train 24/7. You know, you need this life. And every time people ask me, how are the other fighters, you know? And every time you are in my mind. You're such a like family friendly, funny guy, you know. When there is a time to take care of business, you go and just, you know, smoke these people, and that's the thing. And I always tell people that, hey, we have a life outside, and we need it. Like you go work. After work, you go home and you think about work, about your boss. No, you don't. You don't give a fuck about it. You know, you just go and you live your life. Absolutely. And I'm a person who is full of life. You know.
Nice. That's good. You know what I keep thinking about, and I know is, you remember that time we were on
pay-per-view?
We were on Fox, and we asked you to spell your last name. Remember in English? You couldn't spell your own last name.
But you did. I think you did that for me.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I did.
But you know what I remember? When like Fertitta was still the owner, and I think we were to Vegas or somewhere, and you came to me after I had this conversation with Dana and Lawrence, and it's like, girl, I think they told you how much pay-per-view they sold.
So much money. You remember that in the back? I was like, she's making money. Dude, Joanna was making some serious coin. We were at, you remember what, you know what it was?
So funny because he saw me smiling to Dana and Lorenzo.
You were so happy though.
And he came like, I was just a kiddo, you know, like, I was like, hey.
It was at the UFC Christmas party, and they walked up to you and they told you in the back, before Lorenzo went on stage, told you how much pay-per-view had been sold, and you had the smile.
It was so funny.
It was like a kid on Christmas morning. Now listen, You're fighting Zhang Weili again for the second time.
Yeah.
And you spoke about the adjustments you have to make. Now, the fight was so good.
Yeah.
I remember me, Rogan, and Anik, we were losing our minds completely watching the fight. It was insane. But you didn't speak about specific adjustments. Now, you said that you stood in front of her too much.
Yeah.
And
I stay in the pocket too much. I don't have to
long.
exchange because I can do it. I'm a warrior, so I can stand my ground and being like I can be an assassin or like a hustler, you know, or OG, like, okay, let's fight, like a street fighter. I don't need that because I'm crafty, I'm smart, and to win this fight, I just have to use my reach, distance, footwork, and you know what? I'm going to be like a surgeon. I will be picking the right tools and using the right time, you know.
At the right time. You know, because the fight was so good, the people from ESPN called me right away. Do a detail on it. So I watched the fight 3-4 times back to back. Now, one of the things that you have done over the course of your career, you're such a talented striker, and you do a great job of maintaining distance. One of the things you do, though, is at times you can fight in the rhythm. You throw that front kick.
Yep.
Oh, it's such a great tool for you. Pop them, and then when they get a little desperate, you pick them apart with the hands. Well, she never really engaged in the pocket when you threw the front kick. She would right hand
because
over and over again.
She trains with the Thai people, and this is what they do.
Yeah,
they train
wait,
to grab
or catch it and take down.
Yeah, and they counter the. And Weili Zhang is a counter fighter. You know, every time you do some, she throws this
the right
cross,
hand.
right
Yep,
hand.
right
you
cross.
know, and she's short. She's very muscular, and she's very powerful because of that. But we got this.
Is that something that you've actually kind of like maybe done a little bit away with? Because it has been such a massive part of your game and so successful for you.
Yeah.
You've done well in every other fight.
But then like, you know, sometimes...
But you can't let things go.
Of course, but sometimes you have to make adjustments, change the game a little bit because people watching you, especially when you're the champ, people don't prepare for you only during camp. They prepare for you for such a long time. This is what Amanda Nunes said after the fight with Ronda Rousey, that she was not preparing for Ronda only like 8 or 12 weeks. She was preparing for this fight her whole fighting career because she wanted to be the champion. Ronda was dominant champion for a long time, you know.
And you're constantly in the spotlight. Everybody's working, they're taking on their fights, but the whole time, if you prepare for number one, you get past number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and everyone else. Watching some of the young fighters at 115 pounds since you've been away, right in the time away, you got Marina Rodriguez, Jessica Andrade is back. After her performance, it almost felt like she was going to get the title fight, right? She was calling for it right away. You said Dana told you 2 years ago that you were going to get the title fight. Any concern when you were on the sideline and watching these fighters make their way up to the title that, well, maybe I'm going to have a fight, win a fight, and then I'll get that get a rematch or another championship fight?
Well, no.
Never did?
No. I mean, like, you know, there are all these people talking like, okay, she has this amount of win streak. She's like the next super prospect, you know. She's the next champion, or a guy. But they get to the top of three, and they just can't break the wall, you know. That's the thing. And nothing again is like Rodriguez, Andreas, and all these girls, but it's all like I don't know. It's all about being entertaining as well, and of course being the best athlete, but somehow you have to make people happy and
make people care.
Make people care, and that's the thing. And I deserve this because of the way I fight. You know how spectacular are my fights, and doesn't matter who I face. These fights are great, and sometimes I feel that I make these girls better, even when I lose, you know. But because of I never give up, and I always put on hell of a fight, performance and fights, I make the fights look the fights look good, look what happened to Rose and Carla, you know. And I had an amazing second fight with Rose, Weili Zhang, second fight with Rose, very close fight as well. Look at Carla and
what did you think? What did you make of that? Like, what do you think happened?
I don't know.
What do you think happened? Like, what?
If I was her when I was the champ,
playing Russian roulette, right?
Of course,
She's playing Russian roulette with her belt.
If you're the champ, if you when you're losing championship fight and you're the champ, you're paying the ultimate price of losing the belt. So if you feel like you are tired or you are not doing as much, you know, like, come on, you have to like somehow find the energy and like do much more risk sometimes, you know.
Yes, but she felt, she honestly felt
no
like
risk, no game,
you gained nothing if you don't risk. But it felt like she was feeling like she was winning because she was defending takedowns.
I thought she won, you know.
You thought she won the fight?
Yeah.
But based on what, what did they have to judge?
I'm bad.
They really had nothing to judge, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
It was like Adesanya versus Romero. That was another one of those fights where it was like, oh my God, what are these two dudes doing out here? They're not fighting. They're standing there. But again, for a person like you, that always goes out and fights.
I would feel ashamed. I better go there and get knocked down.
Yeah, knocked out.
Knocked out.
Or knocked down, lose the fight, whatever.
Knocked out, whatever.
Yeah.
Knocked out and entertain people, then being fucking lazy.
Like this.
Like this.
Yeah, it was a bad fight. It was a bad fight. But tell me this. Be honest now. Joanna, don't you lie to me here. Watching the fight, seeing how close it was as a person that's fought Rose twice, you're like, hey,
I was watching with my fans because I did this watch party with millions, so people were watching. But it was time when I was like really deep in camp and I was super tired, like dog tired, you know, I was exhausted. So we were planning to make some adjustments to cut some training.
Yeah.
And it was Saturday night, it was late in Florida. And after this fight, I was back to the gym on Monday and still doing 3 trainings a day, you know. And I was like, that's the thing. This fight gave me extra motivation, extra power, extra energy, because this fight showed me that everything and anything is possible. And history likes to makes a circle. History always makes a circle. It's been 7 years from the time I won the belt over Carla Esparza, and it's going to happen this year. Before 2022, I was like talking to myself, this is going to be your best year personally, business-wise, sports-wise, and it's happening. And when you look at the fights, when you look at how the things are like wrapped, or wrapping in, how you say?
Yeah, coming around.
Coming around. So it's like it's perfect, you know. I feel like the universe is behind my back.
It's crazy when you take the time away and it comes back and it's actually better today for you than it was even back then. But to watch Carla Esparza become champion, nobody.
But honestly, you know what? Honestly, I haven't seen her fighting since our fight. And I heard about oh, Carla Esparza, she has few win streak. I was like this and that, and I was like, okay, so maybe she's like really improving, you know. When I saw this fight, I'm like, dude, she looked the same when we fought in Dallas, you know, 7 years ago. So come on. This fight showed where the strawweight division is, man. So when people are like complaining about me or Weili Zhang getting the title shot, this fight was an answer, you know.
Also, when you guys aren't in it,
of course.
You know, but in Zhang Weili, I think she's the most talented, athletically gifted fighter in the division. She's fast,
the toughest fight in my division, you know.
You think you win this fight? You think you become the champion again by the end of the year? Because this is the toughest fight.
Yes, Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. Remember last time you were in Madison Square Garden? It was a great week, big build up. You were on the first card in Madison Square, I believe.
205 and a year later.
Yeah, the very first Madison Square card.
Oh, it was great. Conor winning 2 belts.
Yeah, the city just was like on fire, right? But it's like to go back and have a chance to reclaim something like that would be massive. But ultimately, you got to get through this weekend first. So I was going to ask you about the approach, right? Because you've always had that edge. Anything going to be different in this second run? It doesn't seem like it's sitting here talking to you. It seemed like you're going to be Joanna. You're going to be the person, the boogie woman. You're going to be her.
This is who I am. This is what made me. I'm going to be the same, just smarter.
Yeah.
And I was always scared turning 30. I'm 35 this year.
Yeah.
You're older, yeah?
Yeah, I'm 43 years old. I'm an old man. I'm done.
I like it, the experience,
You're
the
35?
knowledge,
I had no idea. I thought you were like 30 years old.
Thanks, man. Feeling 25. But how experience you becoming every single day. That's the in the sports life, like training wise, it's amazing.
And then Carolina last weekend, she gave you mad props for helping to get.
Yeah.
I mean, to get that victory after that.
We have Adam Kownacki, who is Polish boxer. He lost last 2 fights, but I'm very thankful to ATT, to Dan Lambert and the managers that they let him train there, because I like helping people.
You're bringing up the whole country, though, right?
Of course,
you're one to elevate.
Hey man, this guy, if he wins, I know he will.
Oh, Gamrot?
Oh yeah.
He's the real deal, isn't he?
He's the real deal.
He is
and
the real
his
deal.
mentality, dude.
He's tough.
Amazing, yeah.
Listen, I can't wait for the fight. It's going to be tremendous. It's
Man,
exciting.
I tell you, anything and everything can happen. I really, one punch, one submission, but I'm the winner already.
You've never felt better?
No, never.
Train hard.
Man.
When you go back to training before you have anything on the books, is a big deal.
When you usually you are banged, you have these bad days, you don't want to overtrain. I had just 1 or 2 after 4 months of training, not after 4 weeks of training, 4 months of training, and I was like, let's go.
How surprised is Zhang Weili going to be when she sees Joanna Jędrzejczyk on Saturday? The one that's actually fighting at range.
I feel that she's not the same after our first fight, Of course, she's still at the prime. She's best shape ever probably, but she's not the same, because of she thought that this Polish girl is done when she was stepping for the first time to the octagon in Vegas, but she calls herself Weili 3-0. She cut her hair. I don't know why they do this.
Why they do what? Cut their hair?
Yeah, if you can't beat them, join them.
You're not gonna cut your hair?
Of course not. But hey, man, it's an honor to fight Weili Zhang. It's an honor to fight in the front of people, and I love fans.
You missed the whole pandemic.
Of course, because
it was awful.
I would not fight without fans or at the Apex. I hate it.
Joanna, I fought my last fight at the Apex.
Oh really?
In the middle of the pandemic in 2020, nobody was in there.
Well,
it was hard. It was hard.
Sparring, and I hate sparring.
It was like sparring.
But I had good sparring with my teammates, and Pantoja, Pantoja?
Yeah, Pantoja's tough.
Fuck, he kicked my ass.
He's the man, right? He could be
he's
fighting
getting
for
back of the injury, but man, this guy. Thanks, Pantoja.
Tremendous. Joanna, I can't wait for the fight Saturday.
Man.
Guys, like, subscribe, follow Joanna Jędrzejczyk on Instagram. It's always fun. She's traveling.
Is it your channel?
She's a world traveler.
Is it your channel?
Yeah, you're
What's the name of the channel?
This is Daniel Cormier, my YouTube and ESP. We put it everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we put it everywhere.
Wow.
Make sure
Am I going to be famous?
Well, you're already famous. You're the best.
Am I?
You're the best.
Oh my goodness. I want to take you down.
She's as strong
Good to see you, man. Good to have you.
Nice to see you, champ. Good luck.
Let's go. I got so excited. Oh, shit.
Hey, you're a boss. She's got a lot of energy. Look at her. Thank you, champ. I appreciate it.